What's going on, guys? Mr. Montesano here, and you are now in the Guidance Naviance piece to your exposure week. All right, we're going to be doing some things today for career inventory. It is a state mandated thing. You cannot move on to 10th grade without it. So I'm going to say that this is state mandated, and we got to complete this together. Won't take long, probably about 15-20 minutes of your time. And you have to watch this video. I'm creating the video because you'll be able to start and stop it with the different steps that we go through. But it's not going to be hard as long as you have a BP email address, which you all should at this point, and obviously a registration code. Registration codes will be given out at some point before you have to watch this video. And we'll see what they look like just to remind you later on in this video what it's all about. All right, so let's get started on how to access Naviance. Okay? So we go into the little right-hand corner here. This is just basically Google, guys, all right? But any search engine, any new tab you can create on your Chromebooks or whatever device you're using, all you're going to do is go to Naviance.com. All right, see right here, Naviance.com. All right, it's going to take you to the main Naviance website. All right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to scroll down. It's going to say Account Login. And from this point, what I want you to do is I want you to click on the For Students and Parents button. All right, for the Students and Parents button right here. This is going to take you to which school would you like to log into? Because keep in mind, you know, there's a lot of schools on the Naviance platform. So you're simply going to type in the Taunton, okay, the Taunton zip code, not your own, the Taunton zip code to BP, which is 02780. Okay, you click go. Up will pop Coyle, Cassidy, Taunton High. You're not in those, ladies and gentlemen. You are in BP with me. All right, so you can click Bristol Plymouth Regional Tech. All right, then it's going to show you some 3 options. So now you're going to come back to that main screen. Now, for this step, you can click on student. You're not a parent or a guardian yet. All right, and you're not an alumnus. So click on student. All right, then you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. It says, Welcome Student, log in to Naviance. Do not worry about what's down here. Okay, that's not for you. We already made it easy for you. You just click on Continue with Clever. Then it's just going to say Log in, search for your school. Obviously, we are Bristol, so that's BRISTOL hyphen. And then you're just going to type in Plymouth. And there you are. Let's ask you to log in to Google. Click on Google right here. And then your BP account should be right there. All right, perfect. You click that, and we're good in. We're in. All right, so that was my little, message to you. Welcome, BP freshmen. Okay, and then from here, you're going to see I have assigned you the state-mandated Career Cluster Finder. Okay, so what is a cluster in general, ladies and gentlemen? Pretty simple. So a cluster is a broad area of a career, okay? Broad area of something. So for instance, my job as a guidance counselor, okay, would fall underneath education. Other jobs that would fall underneath the education cluster would be teacher, would be principal, okay? It's a cluster in education. So education is the cluster and different careers fall underneath that, like guidance counselor, math teacher, social studies teacher, administrative assistant, stuff like that. Okay, so basically a cluster is a broad range of different careers for this case. Okay, so you have to complete this little pup, all right, but I'm going to help you get there, all right, because it might be a little bit confusing. So you're not going to click here and it's just going to take you to a dead end. Not going to click here, it's going to take you to a dead end. You're basically, in a nutshell, going to go to career and clusters I'm thinking about. Okay, then you're going to click, so you're going to look on a page like this, all right, but you're not going to click anywhere. You're going to click right here. It says Career Cluster Finder. So right from here, you guys, you're going to see that there's this whole step. This Career Cluster Finder survey is about 3 steps, and it goes through 3 different types of things that you have to fill out. So it's going to be one of those sections is going to be activities, and it's going to talk to you about your personal qualities and school subjects. Basically, asks you different questions about each of these. Okay. So it's not too bad. It's just one of those things where if you don't answer it honestly, then what's the sense of doing the activity? You have to do the activity, so why don't you just answer honestly, and up will pop at the end a list of careers that you might be suitable for. In no way does this say, this is what you're going to be for the rest of your life. It just gives you an idea based upon what you've been asked and how you answered of what you might be potentially interested in. And it's really cool because if you answer honestly, it might give you an area that you didn't necessarily think that you'd ever land in. Okay, it might obviously give you an area like auto tech. I was always wanted to do auto tech. It might give you one of those areas, but it also might give you something that's kind of out of the box. Like if you're going for auto tech and all of a sudden dental assisting popped up, that's kind of cool because it's out of left field. And let's say you never thought you were slated to be a dental assistant. It's cool to look into that type of stuff. So just answer the stuff, the questions that you're going to get. It's probably going to take about 10 to 12 minutes to do. For slow readers, it's probably going to be about 15 to 20. It's just not too bad. But you can't like copy off anyone because it's just asking questions like, what's your favorite hobby? Baseball, video games, stuff like that. So when you're ready, just hit start, and then it'll start asking you the several questions. So as you see here, maybe I'm interested in hunting or fishing. Okay, check all that apply. You can check more than one, as many as you want, or as little as one. When you're done, you just keep on going to the next section. You're going to see I'm still trying to complete the intro and the steps. And when you're done, it will eventually look a little bit like this. Here you'll notice, guys, that I have completed my survey. And you're going to see that as you scroll down a little bit, you'll see all the career rankings in terms of all the clusters. So I kind of went through this pretty fast, but I did it semi-accurately. I just want to do it because obviously for time purposes for you guys. But you'll see that business administration was my number one, followed by hospitality and tourism. Once again, for the second time, this is not your slated path. This isn't like the Hunger Games here. This isn't Divergent where you're trying to get part of different factions. This is not how this works, okay? Just realize that this is an idea of what you might be interested in. I always told people, and this is funny, that if I didn't go into education, I would have been in hospitality and tourism. So like hotel management and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird how, even though I went through pretty fast, those are my top two. Still love what I do. As a guidance counselor, I'm going to be around for you guys all year. So just saying that ahead of time. But if you're technically right now, by the state guidelines, you're done. So if you wanted to stop the video, you can. But if you want to continue on to see just how interesting things can get, let's stay with it. It's about another minute or so. Okay, so remember, hospitality and tourism is just one of many things. So like I told you, hotel management is one of those many careers that falls underneath this. Chefs fall underneath hospitality and tourism. Okay, so if you want to see a little bit more about the careers that go in, you can just click on a cluster. All right, it tells you the employee outlook, what the plan and study needs to be in high school and college. Okay, some of the related occupations, once again, I was telling you, chefs and head cooks, bartenders, butchers, the different types of majors in college you can get. Okay, so just go for chefs and head cooks for the heck of it. All right, it tells you what you need to be a good chef. The knowledge and the skills you must possess. Okay, the tasks and activities of what happens in a typical work day. And obviously everyone loves the wages, all right, to see just how much, chefs make in Massachusetts compared to other states. So you're going to notice that Massachusetts is always at the top, okay? So it's really interesting. And these are fairly accurate because they take national averages and real people's salaries from around the state and combine them. And that's how they get all this stuff. So just whenever you get a chance, peruse around through it. And this is just the beginning of Naviance, guys. In general, but you have to understand that, once again, this is just for the state, but you're going to be using Naviance your sophomore for resumes and stuff. You're going to be using it junior year as well as senior year for college applications or employment status. So this is just the beginning of it all. I'm glad you guys were able to log on and do all this stuff with me. And one last thing, guys, that this doesn't account for any type of grade whatsoever. Okay, it doesn't account towards placement or anything like that. Once again, it was just something you had to do through the state for the fourth time. Okay, have any questions? I'm here for you. I'll be putting out another video for Friday for some Q&As. Also, in the end, it's a video on exploratory rules and regulations. So make sure you watch that because you don't want to screw up your exploratory. So that's coming out the last day of exposure week. Okay.